Oh, good morning. Oh my gosh, it is 9:45. I'm still in bed at this hotel I got my quilt over me. Oh, it's so nice and cool in here. I've had the air conditioner cranking. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I have been doing some looking on the maps and planning ahead. I looked a little bit further than the next town just to try to get a better idea here. So normally I just look at one town ahead. I was planning to come in here to Rutland, resupply, shower, laundry, all the chores, and then do like 3 more days. It's only 47 more miles to get to, I'm drawing blanks. Hanover, New Hampshire, where Dartmouth University is. And I was gonna zero in Dartmouth, not at Dartmouth. I was gonna zero in Hanover. So that has been my plan. I was looking ahead though, and it's only like 70 miles past Hanover where, gosh, I'm just drawing blanks on town names. Whatever the town name is, it's like the gateway to the White Mountains. And I was thinking I really probably want to zero and be fully charged and ready to go when I head into the Whites. So I thought, okay, I want to zero there. Lincoln, I think. Lincoln, New Hampshire, I believe is what it's called. So I don't want to zero 70, like 2 zeros 70 miles apart. So then I was like, well, I could zero here, and then Lincoln, the trail walks through for 1.5 miles. So I could easily, the logistics, there's no riding, needing rides or shuttles. I could just walk in, resupply, get a hotel for the evening to do all my chores, and then keep on trucking the other 70 miles. And then that would be, if I zeroed here, that would only make 115 miles between zeros. My body, I mean, I feel really good, except my legs are tired. Partly doing 90 miles in the last 5 days, and also I didn't get here till later yesterday evening. By the time I got laundry washed and dried and all this stuff done, and then I was working on YouTube videos. I looked at the clock, it was like 1 a.m. when I was actually turning the lights off and going to sleep. And I'm used to waking up with the sun. I did sleep till almost 7, but that was only 6 hours sleep. So it's really tempting just to stay in this big comfortable hotel bed today. I did get up earlier. I went down to breakfast. My stomach was growling. So right now it's getting close to 10 a.m. Checkout's 11. So I need to start making decisions. I'm sure I can get an extended, like a late checkout till noon. So I know that's probably an option. So where I'm at right now, I could go ahead and I could either just stay here and try to arrange a ride from here directly to the trail tomorrow, and then do my next 3 days, get to Hanover, and then I could stay in another hotel. Which is just for a night, which sounds pretty appealing. The other thing I could do is walk just 1 mile through town, go up to where the bus picks up by the Yellow Deli, and go back to the Rutland trailhead, and then walk from there to, it's only 2 miles on the trail to in at the long trail. So I'd like walk 2 trail miles, 3 total miles. I could stay at the end of the long trail tonight. I don't think it's an older place. I don't think the rooms are as comfortable. The pricing's kind of odd. I'm sure it would be cheaper than this hotel, but I don't know that they even have air conditioning. So I don't know. I'm considering getting up and doing that, but then that would basically be a zero, just 2 trail miles. So then I wouldn't want to zero again in 47 miles and again in 70 miles after that. So I don't know, that seems like I would just be I wouldn't be zeroing for another 115 miles, and I've already done 90. That'd be 200 something miles without a zero. So I don't really want to do that. As I'm talking about it right now, I may not get out of this bed today. I'll go for a short walk to get more food in a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I know I'm not doing much today. My legs and feet, they feel okay, like I could hike. But I know, just listening to my body and knowing how they feel, they need a break. So it's in some way, shape, or form, they're getting a break today. I mean, even if it's only a couple miles, that's a break, but it's not as good as no miles, I think. So this video is way too long already, so I'll get back to you shortly and let you know what I decide. Okay, it was time to make a decision. I ran out of time. So the Comfort Inn could not do a late checkout. I called the inn at the Long Trail because I really just kind of, I don't know, I really needed a rest of some sort, but I didn't know if I wanted to stay at the hotel all day. And getting to the inn at the Long Trail tonight really sets me up better tomorrow, because if I stayed in town in Rutland again tonight, I have this 1 mile walk to the bus station, which I'm doing now through town, which doesn't count for anything. And then the bus doesn't leave there till 7:15 in the morning. Then I would have to go back to the trail, which is 10 miles out of town, and then walk 2 trail miles to into the Long Trail. So basically, it was just way better. In order to not have to push, there's some better camping and like options to get to tomorrow. I'm in a much better position to make that if I got to the end of the Long Trail today. So the guide says that generally no need to make a reservation during the week at the end of the Long Trail, and they have a great hiker rate. However, I called just to make sure. They said they only have 3 rooms left for tonight. I went ahead and reserved it. I paid $30 extra from what it would be to walk in, but I didn't want to do this mile walk and then hike 2 miles and get there and not have a place to stay. It's still even with the reservation rate, it's still $30 cheaper than staying here in town. So I'm not getting a 0 day, but it's still a restful, easier day, and saving 30 bucks, set myself up a lot better for tomorrow. The real drawback is Inn at the Long Trail doesn't have air-conditioned rooms. So I don't know. They said there's a fan in the room. It's a hot one today. I think the high is like 88, like down out of the mountains. But it should cool off this evening. Either way, there's an Irish pub attached to there that's like a famous place along the trail for the AT and the Long Trail. So that's what I'm doing. That was the decision. That's what's happening. When I got to downtown Rutland, I went into a coffee shop called the Speakeasy Cafe, had an iced latte, and then went to the bus station when it was close to time. And oh my gosh, this bus thing, I never, other than asking people what bus to get on, there was no signage, couldn't figure out how it worked. There was only 4 people on the bus leaving town, and I asked the bus driver and made sure it was gonna drop me off at this trailhead. He said, yep, this is the bus. So right now, by the way, I'm walking stuff that I should not have even had to walk. So I pulled up on my Apple Maps the exact spot that I got off trail, and I knew we were like right there. I looked out the window, I knew that it was the spot. The dude just keeps driving, and I'm like, hey man, do you get this stop on the way back? He's like, oh shoot. And he pulls over and just opens the door and lets me out. Like way past, like several hundred yards up this hill past the spot. And the trail is down past the parking lot. So I have, I don't know, probably a third or half of a mile walk to get back to the trail from where this dude dropped me off. I mean, it's all downhill on a road, so not a huge deal, but you know, just my luck. Oh, all the motorcycles are killing me. I need to be riding. All right, well, that's that. I got to get back down to the trail. Got 2 trail miles to do. So all in all, I'll end up probably doing close to 4 miles, maybe over 4 miles, because the end of the Long Trail is a little bit, I don't know if it's a few hundred yards or a couple hundred yards, or excuse me, a few hundred yards, or like a quarter mile, half mile, whatever. But I'll have 2 miles that count today, probably 4 miles total by the time this is all done. But either way, that's a pretty easy day. So, I don't know. That's it for now. See you in a bit. This is the trailhead on the left, but the trail actually crosses down right about now where that white truck is in the distance. Check this out. So I thought this was going to be after the inn at the long trail. So maybe the inn is between these trails, I'm not sure. However, this is the main junction. So for the last 105 miles, I've been on both the long trail and the Appalachian trail. So right here at this junction, it's the first time on trail, and it'll be the last. There are white blazes going that way and that way. So the long trail, which and the AT are both blazed the same. So that way is the long trail to Canada for the next like 190-ish or something miles, I think. This is the AT going to Maine. So farewell to the long trail. I guess this is, so now I've hiked 105 miles of the long trail. I'm back on just the AT. Now it wouldn't be a through hike of the long trail, but I may have to come back here sometime and hike the remaining long trail miles just so I could have hiked the whole long trail. Although if I do that, I'm sure I would want to go ahead and just do a through hike of the long trail and re-hike these 105. It's a nice flattish, sweet trail through here. Wow, the woods are just so calm and quiet. Haven't seen any other, well, actually I did. I saw 2 day hikers a little bit back on a different trail that junctioned with the AT. I want you all to imagine something with me. Think about laundry. And some of you men, like my dad, who doesn't know how to think about doing laundry. Sorry, Dad. You wash towels. You open up the washer. The towels they've been through the spin cycle, but they're still soaked. Now you put it in the dryer on high, just for like a couple minutes. None of the moisture evaporates. The towels are just like saturated with hot water, steam kind of coming off of them. Now open that towel up and let someone slap you in the face with it. That's what it felt like walking out of the hotel this morning. The humidity is high, and in town, the real feel when I left was 98 degrees with the actual temperature of 90. Luckily in the woods, it's shaded, but I think it's even more humid because the canopy, while it shades, it doesn't allow the sun to burn off the night moisture as quickly. So I was like covered in sweat within 3 minutes. The first mile, or actually all of today, there's been some flat spots, but it's all mostly uphill. There's really no downs. I'm climbing to a higher elevation to the next place. But anyway, I was just thinking about that, and that's kind of how I felt today. So I thought you all wanted to really get a sense of what it's like out here. I'll tell you what, today is the day that I thought, okay, 2 trail miles. I'm gonna end up doing like over 5 total, probably just 2 trail miles, but like 5 miles of walking. So reading the descriptions on the guide, I was under the impression, I looked at the map too, but I guess not thoroughly enough. I was under the impression the AT crossed the road, and then just across the street from the parking lot was the inn at the long trail. So I was a little bit confused when I got to a blue blaze and it said that I was where I was at the end, which I thought was where the parking lot was. But it was a blue blaze trail. Now that I've been on it for a bit, I've realized it's like a 0.6 blue blaze to the end of the long trail. So this is another 0.6 that I guess I thought it was going to be like a 0.2 or 0.3 just road walk, but that's not the case. It's a bouldery trail. It's not that bad though. It's a simple bouldery trail. There's a lot of dirt around them. You just got to step around them. But anyway, it's still a short day, and I don't know, maybe it'll be better instead of like a real 0, just to have an easy day so my body's moving some and not just completely laying in the bed. Although, man, I wanted to just lay in that bed this morning. Anyway, I think I'll be glad I didn't. At least I'll be able to say that I went to the Yellow Deli. I've been to the Inn at the Long Trail, walked a little bit around Rutland, and this is kind of what I've said all along. I really wanted to experience the towns and some of the places, so I'm doing that. All right, the road is right here. I would guess that it's probably 0.7 or 0.8 back to the AT, but that sign back there says the AT is 0.5. Although those signs typically do a lot of rounding on stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's a strong 0.5 if it's a 0.5. So and it's going to be uphill and rooty and rocky, and hopefully it's not raining in the morning and slick. So, not in as good of a position in the morning as I was hoping for, but I'll still be in a lot better position than if I would have stayed back in Rutland. So, oh wow, look up. I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute because you won't be able to see it on this. You can see a big ski resort up there. I don't know. I wonder if that's... I'm betting that's Killington. No, because I came from the other way. I don't know. Maybe that's one we'll be crossing tomorrow. I'll have to look and see what that is. But it's a big mountain. And I believe the Inn at the Long Trail where I'm going is just across that street. Although there's a building right over here. Maybe it's there. I bet it's right here, actually. Let me show you. You can see the ski lift and all the ski runs up there. All right, and okay, so the Inn at the Long Trail, yeah, it's right here. So it's not across the road. Right here. Cool beans. And it's McGrath's Irish Pub that's connected to it. All right, no cars. I'm sure it's mostly hikers. Let me go in, see if I can get checked in early and get me a pint at the McGrath's. Wow, this is quaint. This is definitely not the definitely more hiker-esque. Very tight quarters and definitely not the Comfort Inn where I was at. All right, I've been here in the room for almost 3 hours now. So yesterday at the grocery store, I bought 2 apples and an orange. I ate one of the apples last night, so while I was here, because I've been craving fruit, while I was here in the room this afternoon, I had a big orange and I had a Honeycrisp apple. I got mostly caught up on YouTube stuff except for today, and then I'm going to do that later tonight. I did some shower laundry because I did all my laundry yesterday, but I just sweated a good bit today, but it was just a couple hours of sweat. So I did shower laundry, and it's a little warm in this room, but not too bad. There's a storm about to hit, so it's cooled off outside. So I opened this window and the bathroom window, and it's better. There's a fan that I have, you can't see it. I have it in the little hallway right now. I just moved it because I have some clothes over there and some stuff just finishing up, mostly dry. I washed this and it's already mostly dry. Let's see, what else? I'm about to head down the pub that has really good food, or supposed to, and beer. Has been open for almost 2 hours now, but I had all this stuff to do here. So that's that for the most part. I'm gonna head on down and go to the pub, and I'll talk to y'all in a bit. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I have been down in the pub for a while. It's an awesome Irish pub that's attached to the End of the Long Trail. I had a great vegetable tray, and then I had for dinner the, what's it called? Shepherd's pie. Had a couple beers, and then I was done. I paid my tab, and my friend Tapper from last year, who hiked the AT last year, and now he is on the Pacific Crest Trail. He texted me the other day because he's from Vermont and said, when you get the End of the Long Trail, have a pint for me. So I texted him and said, hey, I had a couple pints and half were for you. He texted me back and said, well, did you have a blackberry wheat? I said, no, but I've already paid and I'm done. He says, you gotta have a blackberry wheat. So I ordered a blackberry wheat, and I'm still in there, but I came out here. I just wanted to say goodnight to everybody. And one other thing, if you remember the other night when I was on Bromley Mountain, there were a couple of section hikers up there, and they just showed up. They shuttled ahead here to the End of the Long Trail, so they're sitting in there with us right now. So far, this has been an amazing evening here at the inn, and I will be leaving here tomorrow morning. So they don't start breakfast till 7:30, so it'll be a little later start than I had hoped for, because I'm not leaving without breakfast. Anyway, have a good night. Come back tomorrow. Well, come back in 2 days, when I'll be heading north out of the End of the Long Trail.